Recording.
Hi guys, I thought we'd try something new today. You're probably getting bored with me just sending you the team's email daily, so I thought I would try doing something in person with you. So you guys, before we left, I gave you some flour in order to make pie dough. Pie dough we need to make an actual pie we need to make for your gnocchi. So I thought, why not practice at home? Just like your cream puffs and eclairs, they came out absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. I believe everyone actually did that, so thank you. And I don't know if you saw it on the GCIT school site. It is also on there, so good work by all. Okay, so I'm new at this. I'm going to try my best to do it. So the pie that you have to make. Normally we make, as you know, we do production, so we make a big batch of dough. You generally don't make a small batch, but I'm giving you what you need in order to make our gnocchi testing dough, which is, and I'm going to go over each ingredient with you, 6.5 ounces of pastry flour, which is actually 1.5 cups of flour. If you measured it out that way, you should all have that in that container. Pastry flour is low in gluten, but it has enough gluten to produce the desired structure that we need for our pies. It will give us a nice tender pie crust. Next is sugar. In class, we don't use sugar. Sugar is only needed to brown the dough, and it will give it some flavor. Other than that, you really don't need sugar. A lot of recipes don't call for it. In our class, we use corn sugar instead of regular sugar. So that is why we have the sugar, just to basically brown the crust. I'm going to add that to our flour. Okay. Then the salt. In class, when we make our big batch of pie dough, we normally add it to the water. It will dissolve in the water, and then it will evenly distribute into our pie dough. But here, because we're making a small one, we are just going to put it right in there. Okay. We also, I'll give you other ingredients, have lemon juice. This is a tenderizer. It's an acid, and it will just help to make a flakier pie dough, and it will help in keeping the gluten development low. Butter, cold butter. I had asked you beforehand to get everything ready, so I hope you did. So your butter should be cubed. And I gave you, I don't know, I think I gave you guys all butter too for this recipe. So my butter is cubed. And I am going to, actually first, I want to mix around what we have in here. Our flour, our salt, and our sugar. Okay. Now I'm going to add the butter, the cold cubed butter. And my daughter has asked me to start learning how to cook and bake. She has never, ever done it with me. My boys have done it with me. My daughter has never had any interest until now because she hopes to move out next year to Rowan College and have an apartment with her friends. So she thinks she's going to need to know how to cook and bake, which is good. So I'm going to actually have her come over here and mix this for me. First, she's going to wash her hands because I don't believe she's washed her hands this morning. So make sure your hands are clean. Hurry up, wash your hands, soap and water. Happy birthday twice, like they're telling you everywhere. And then she is going to do, it's called the cut-in method. She's going to get her fingers, and you want the butter cold. It will help it not totally melt. And it's going to help with the flakiness. So there's two types of pie crust. I know you guys know there's mealy pie dough, which we're not going to make, but mealy pie dough, you would pinch your butter in until it develops a coarse crumb like cornmeal. Today we want it to be a size of a pea. The mealy dough is good for custard type pies like pumpkin pie that we make during the holidays. It's also good for fruit pies, but we're going to work on making, since we are making a fruit pie, but we're going to work on making it a flaky pie dough. So my daughter's going to come over here and pinch in the butter. Now, let me show you how to do it because I know you have no clue what that means. So we're going to toss this all together. Okay. So to pinch the butter, you're just going to do that. Get the butter, you're going to pinch it. You're going to keep pinching the butter with both hands.
Like squeeze it.
Like squeeze it. That's it. Okay. And then we want it to be the size of a pea or like a bean. So we don't want it to be real small. Okay, so
so I'm not crushing it?
you are crushing it into the flour. Yep, crushing it right into that flour. All right, she's going to keep crushing and crushing and crushing.
Even small pieces?
Yeah, we want small, but not you're never going to get to a small enough size that we don't want. So just keep on crushing. We want all the flour and butter mixed in together. So butter gives our pie excellent flavor. In most bakeries, though, they use shortening. And I know you know why, because we've been over it before. Shortening costs less. And unlike butter, it doesn't melt as fast. So butter is hard to work with because it melts when you work with it. Some bakeries, just to have more flavor in their dough, will use part butter and part shortening. Okay. It will still help with the cost. No, keep on going, girlfriend. Keep on going. Okay, and then the flaky pie dough, it's called the rubbing method that I had said, and that's what she's doing it. You want to be able to see the pieces of the butter. Keep going, keep going. And then when we add the water to the flour is going to absorb into the flour is going to absorb the water, and we don't want to overmix that. Because, like I said before, we want to keep the gluten development low. If we don't keep the gluten development low, it will make for a tough dough, and we don't want a tough dough. I don't know if I said it. This method is similar to, keep on going, similar to the biscuit method. So the biscuit method, we would be doing the same thing with our butter and flour. However, that has a leavener in it, which will help the biscuits rise, and actually has quite a bit of leavener in it to help the biscuits rise. All right, so I think it looks good now. Come on in, Sal, take a look at it. Okay. All right, so you could go get it off your fingers because I don't want that in there. Yeah, you're going to get that, okay?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want that in there. So over the trash can, and then go wash your hands, okay? So now I'm going to add the lemon juice. If you have it, add it. It says to add the water a tablespoon at a time. It says to make sure the water's cold. I just got water earlier and put an ice cube in it. So what I'm going to do is put some water in, and I'm going to start moving it around with my fingers. So before you do this, though, it might be a good idea to get your plastic wrap and have a piece out, because we're going to put this right onto the plastic wrap and wrap it up. So we want to add enough water for it to stick together. Right now we don't have enough water. Okay, and we're just going to keep fluffing it up. Nene, after you wash your hands, can you please get me a piece of plastic wrap out? So after we do this, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to put it in the fridge. We want to chill it. It will help relax the gluten that we've been working with. So when we bring it out, and roll it, it will roll out easier. Because if not, it will have a tendency to stretch, to go back in if we don't relax the gluten. And after we roll it out and put it in our pie plate, we're then going to relax it again before we actually bake it, because we don't want it to shrink.
How much?
All right. I'm going to have to put this whole dough in it. So pull out a piece right in front of there. Keep on going, girl. All right, so now this is starting to stick better. So you can see I have clumps in there. I don't want it to be totally hydrated. I'm going to do a little bit more and call it a day. Then I'm going to put it in my wrap. Okay, see how we get some nice big pieces too? So I am just going to put this right onto here. It looks like it's not going to come together, but it will. if you want to, if you're worried about it, you can add more water. No one's gonna know the difference, but see how it will stick together? Gotta take it off my fingers. She's never used saran wrap before or plastic
Oh, it's
wrap
at the bottom.
before.
Well,
Yeah, there
It's
we
usually
go.
up here.
Yeah, there we go. So we're gonna wrap this dough, and we want to keep it in somewhat of a disc because we're gonna roll it around to fit in our pie shell. So why not keep it as a disc, right? Make it easier to roll out. So there we go. See the butter in here? You can still see the butter in here. So, oops, I want to make sure it's fully wrapped. Get a little tighter. All right, so now I'm going to put this in the fridge. After you make yours, you put it in the fridge. Make sure you have everything scaled out first. So you want everything measured out first. I'm going to put this in the fridge. Then you're going to work on your crumb topping. So for the gnocchi, yes, you have to have a crumb topping. So by the time this comes back out of the refrigerator, or by the time you're done your crumb topping, this you could take out of the refrigerator and it'll be ready to roll out. So let me put this in now. I'm going to scale all those ingredients and then we'll put together the crumb topping. Okay, you're good, babe.